What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone the day after, and apparently, according to Tudor, we need to praise the team. Now, I don't want to be too harsh because it's the start of the season, or like it is basically the start of the season, but we also need to be honest with the performances and what Tudor has brought to the team ever since he took over. He didn't take over in July. He took over, I actually forgot. It was for 9 games in Serie A. Klopp woke up, and now. So there's enough sample size in games. What is it? 9 games, about 20-ish games, to say things without being overreactionary. Without being unfair. And that's what we're gonna talk about because he said certain things post game which I completely disagree with. I think the entire fan base will disagree, and it's moving towards a direction where we're going to hear a lot of excuses rather than real answers. So that's what we're going to talk about. Before we do that, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, but definitely smash that like button. But yeah, he came out and he said, the glass is half full. It was a solid game against a strong team. He went on saying 2 Champions League teams playing each other, and that those things can happen. Again, it can happen that you don't win a game. I don't expect us to win every single game this season. Nobody does. But let's be completely honest with this. We face Verona and Atalanta, and they deserve the point in the end, but they shouldn't deserve what they put on display. Even Atalanta and Verona, that should not be the case. You should be beating those teams. And yes, okay, you should be showing that you're able to beat those teams. That is, like, you can fail not to beat a team. You can fail, in winning a game, excuse me. But we were never looking like we were going to beat Atalanta nor Verona. That is a talking point, And he went on in his press conference and he said, well, the first half was one of the best halves I've seen ever since I've been here. And I'm like, I see where he's coming from, because we dominated that game completely in the first half. But remember the Thiago Motta era, and people will say, oh, you bring up Thiago Motta. I need to, because we were talking about those same things. Oh, we have possession, we have control, but we do nothing with that control. Same thing goes now. We do nothing with that control. We're not dangerous. We don't create chances at all, real clear-cut chances. Our striker is isolated. It's Yildiz, and if he's had a bad game, and he had a bad game, it becomes very difficult, It's just adding, and then at the end of the day, you come to a conclusion where it's like, yeah, you have the possession, but what kind of possession is this? Like, what are we trying to do with that possession? Because that is the main thing of the game in the end of the day. So, I mean, what is actually the point of what we were trying to do? And that's not the bad thing he said, because he was questioned about his setup, and it's not working. It's clearly not working. Like, there's no ifs and buts. Like, it's not working. We need to be honest with that. The media's honest with that. And they asked him, they're like, what about Jonathan David? He said, man, too bad. Who knows what happened if I would have played Jonathan David? But because of the Forrest Bremer injury, my stops were used, basically. And I was like, that's not the answer we want to hear. And then he was asked, well, what about playing with 2 strikers, And he says, unlikely. When he said unlikely, it tells me he's stubborn in terms of he believes in this formation, he believes in this idea, and he's not going to step away from it. Now, as a coach, you need to believe in your own thing. You need to believe that you're going to succeed. And this far, he hasn't lost the game. It's not gone south completely. However, going south is around the corner. We have Villarreal away, we have Milan at home, we have an international break, then we have Como away, Real Madrid away, and Lazio away. It can go south really quickly. Right now, I think the biggest issue, he's not adapting. He's just not adapting. When you watch 80 minutes or 70 minutes, whatever it was, excuse me, of 65, I don't know what it was, but Kalulu right wing back, and that's not me calling out Kalulu. I cannot expect Kalulu to do certain things in those positions because he's not that type of profile. I need to look at the coach, and I'm like, this is not working. You're not getting the best out of those positions. You're scared to concede, but in the end, you still concede throughout the season this far. And up front, going forward, it's not offering enough, He's scared of certain things, and I'm not understanding why, So he made it very clear that he's not going to change his formation. He's going to stick with his setup. And then he went on saying, you tell me a team that plays the same tempo for 90 minutes, that's football. And I'm like, Yes, I mean, nobody plays 100 a mile every single minute. However, I watch Barcelona. You guys watch Barcelona. For example, Bayern Munich. For a large part of the games, they play on their same momentum, tempo, pace, whatever. Not for 90 minutes, I agree, but for big portions of that game, we not. We control maybe games, but it is a very slow pace, predictable tempo, and things need to change. It needs to change because you're not gonna win the games that you should be winning at this rate. Villarreal, I'm not saying you need to go watch Villarreal because again, I do not watch Villarreal every week. But from the little I've seen, they are gonna hurt us. They're just gonna hurt us. Period. From what I've seen from Milan, they are going to beat us at this moment in time. If you ask me what's going to happen the coming week, we're going to lose to Villarreal and Milan because what I've seen from those teams, they're better than us at this moment in time. That's the reality. So I'm not expecting you to play high-paced football, high-intensity football for 90 minutes, but I do expect you to put something on the pitch that is like where there's a reasoning behind it. Let me put it that, because if anyone knows in the comments, let me know right now. What are we trying to do? Do you see something? Because I don't see something. It's chaos. It's a lot of hoping. Like Zegrova comes in, and actually I thought he had a good, if you look at the stats as well, he beat his man. He caused problems. Like Costa was in trouble. There's no real end product. I get it, but again, it's more of go out there and force it. It's not with the idea of a little triangle, a give a go, an overlap, or like, and not a one-off, like consistent. That's the pattern of playing. That's how we're gonna put teams in trouble. We do not have that right now, and it's extremely worrying because this is not Tudor's first couple of games in charge. He's been in charge for almost half a season worthy of games. He's up, like it's going there, So the fact that we need to think about the passion and we never give up and all those things. I'm like, that's not what's going to make a big team, a great team. I'm sorry, And then he said, and this is what pisses me off as well. He said, the team deserves praise for what they did. Let's look ahead to the future. I'm sorry, I don't know what to praise. Like, I want to be one of those fans and praise the team because I believe they are doing something that I can, back, that I can see working in the future to, bringing us back to where we should be. I don't see it. I don't know what to praise. The only thing you can praise is you managed not to lose a game again. But we've had that last season, and in the end, we ended up starting losing games, and we know how that went. Excuse me. With Allegri, remember that games, the 10 winning streak stretch, whatever. I was saying it's around the corner, and then we won 4 games out of 20 or something insane like that. It's around the corner. It's obvious we're getting away with it. We're very lucky. Like, we're very lucky for some reason at this moment in time. But that's going to stop if you do not find a solution up front. Again, Openda, then it's David, then it's Vlahovic, then it's Segrova. Then I know you have a lot of options, but you're gonna need to make a choice right now. Yes, we play a lot of games, but we have an entire new front line every single week. Every single week. It's impossible. And to make it worse, in my opinion, he picks the players for the wrong scenarios. Low block, Openda, you go out there. Suicide. Openda is going to struggle a lot in Serie A, and especially against low blocks. It's suicide. It's as simple as that. Then he brings on Vlahovic. I'm like, he's not going to hold up the ball. The game is not stretched. For Atalanta, we're not playing a stretchy game. Put in Jonathan David. Yes, he has not been playing exceptional up to this point, but his strength should be holding up the play and linking it up. So trust him that he will able to do that this Sunday, this game. That's how I'm looking at it. But he's very stubborn right now, and he needs to be very careful because it can go south really quickly. I don't think Comoli and Chiellini are those type of persons who will ride it out until they let it go with Thiago Motta, and then they make the change for the last 9 games. I don't think they're that team, So I don't know. That comments were extremely worrying. They were extremely worrying, especially where he talked about no 2 strikers and basically saying I'm not changing formations, etc. Extremely worrying. But in the comment sections, let me know, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow for a live show and a daily. Ciao.